All right, it's time for us to implement a filter for our tasks on the home page. It looks like our tests are currently failing at attempting to find the filter. Since we're so far down in the tests, and I think this is gonna be something we're gonna want to like run the test quite a bit on. Let's go ahead and put an only on this specific test here. So I'm going to head into the code that encompasses everything. We're going to go integration test, backend test, no, front end test to do spec. And this one is called should allow users to filter the tasks. Okay, here we are. Should allow users to filter tasks, and we're going to do only. This will rerun, but it will only run this specific one now. Excellent. Okay. So what do we want to do with this? We're looking for some data test filter. And if I remember correctly, the data test filter, we could look at the test actually. So it's get filter here. And then it's going to do a select on completed. So it wants to be several options. We're going to have completed, uncompleted, priority A, priority B, and priority C. And of course, none. So we have a no filter too. The none filter should probably be the default one as well. So what I'm thinking of is putting these options into the Yew.rs store. So that way when we refresh, the what we've selected for the filter, it remains. So it's persistent across refreshes. Okay, so let's head over to our solution VS Code and start thinking about how we're going to implement this. So to begin with, in the store, we're going to create a new struct that's going to be for like the filter options. Okay, so we have task. Let's do this right down here. So we'll call this filter options. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is gonna be filter options. Actually, filter option. We already kind of have one, don't we? Hold on, before I go even too farther, I really want this to be just pub filter options. You're gonna be a vec of select option. That's what I want. So when we create the store, well, first of all, are you happy with this? You're not happy. Okay, so select option needs to have serialize and deserialize added to it. So let's go ahead and add that in. Okay, that makes that happier. Now we need to set this on initial set. So do I want to set like a default for the store? We have impl store, we have impl persistent for store. I kind of want to now go in and like set default options for filter options. That way we know which ones we're gonna get. Um, and I can't necessarily set that on the select option because I want a whole bunch of them in here. So let's do this here. We're gonna do an impl default for store. REST Analyzer is a little bit upset right now. See if I can, let's restart it, see if we can make it a little bit happier. Then we'll see if it can auto-complete the code for me. All right, it's thinking about it. Maybe. There it is. Implement missing members. Okay, so we have our default function. Okay, so it's gonna be self, and then we just sort of put in what we want. So username default is fine here. That's gonna be just like an empty string. The only one we really care about here is this filter option. So I'm gonna save you so you line up properly. Filter options is going to be a new vector. And inside of that, we already know exactly what we're going to put in. We're going to have completed, uncompleted, priority A, priority B, priority C, and none. Okay, great. So let's do a select option, new. Okay, so value. We'll do this one first. We have completed. Okay, that's the value. Oh, and then we have a label. So maybe you can be like completed like this. Label is completed like that. Is selected. This is false by default. And that's it. Okay. So how many of these are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. What's next? Uncompleted. So uncompleted, that's not selected by default. Then we have priority A, B, and C. So for you, priority A, and we'll just call this A. Priority B, B, priority C, C, and I believe then the last one is none. And you are the only one who's going to be true, at least to begin with. Okay, so given that, now we should start here. We don't need to derive default anymore. Okay, so now when we get a new store, if it hasn't been set, this one will set it for us. We need to actually create the dropdown or the select dropdown for us. That's going to happen in home here. So we have the full list of tasks. And it looks like we're passing in the tasks. That's going to be perfect because then we can filter these when we're passing them in here. So that's even better. Okay, let's figure out where we want to put. Let's just try putting something in here with a div. I know that this is going to want to go like a row below us. So I might want to have, like we have this section, all the tasks, two things up top, maybe left and right with each other, and then one below that. So I might want, Let's call this class going to be filter. Come on, type correctly today. Okay, so we're going to filter this, and so we will need some kind of BB select, which we already have. Oh, I could pull it in here with this pattern. So in use create components, atoms, okay, BB select. Oh, no. And then here, you're going to go in here. Okay, so BB select. What do you need? Okay, so props, we're going to have data test. We're looking for just a simple filter, I believe. An ID. This specific one, I think we can call this just filter. A label. So what are we going to label this as? This is going to be probably filter tests. Okay, so we have our options, which is going to be a vec of those select options. So we need to actually grab those out here. And we did call them filter options. Now we could try getting a reference to them, but I think we might need to clone them. Because I could try doing something like that. Then unwrap or default. Looks like we broke Rust Analyzer again. Kind of. State is a method. Okay, so then we have option with a reference to the vec of those things. Unwrap our default. Won't work on that, will it? Okay, so that's too bad. We could clone it. That'll now give us the filter options here. Okay, so options equals filter options. And then an onChange callback. So we don't have any of those right now. So let's go ahead and create them. It's going to be a let filter change. We don't necessarily have anything we're going to do right now, so we're just going to do a very basic, simple callback. Callback from. We're going to have the event. I'm not exactly sure what that is right now. onChange. It's going to be a string. So it's not an event. This is what has changed. This is going to be the value. So this is the filter value. Okay, and then we could just glue log this right now. And then here is our change equals our filter on change. Okay, so that's thinking. Okay, so it built. Let's go take a look at this. Here's our filter tasks. We don't have any errors right now. Oh, but we're logged out. So let's go ahead and log ourselves back in too. All right, so filter tasks is really large. We might want to like make this a little bit smaller. However, we start with none here, so that is right. Like this is good so far. And we see our options. Okay, we could change this around to have like the default one at the top. That might make more sense. And then as we change them, we get the value logged out. Okay, so that's what we expected to get. Now, what do we want to do to make this like a work? Let's actually wire it up and have it work before we worry about like making it just slightly smaller. If we even want to do that. I want you to let's see, filter task. Let's the none is going to bother me though. I'm going to move that to the top right now. So in our solution, we're going to go to the store for default. Here, we're going to move. Okay, it's going to be none, completed, uncompleted. There. Now this is still showing down here at the bottom, and that's because it saved it inside of our local storage. So we have to bust that right now. Let's go ahead and delete you. Log ourselves back in. Now none is at the top, and that's when selected. Okay, perfect. Now we can go and select the rest of these. Okay, great. I wonder if I could just make that really small, super fast and easy. So in VB select, I think we can just set the font size to be really small for us. So let's instead of 36, let's do something like 24 and 24. And that might make it look a little bit better without being too small. There, I think this is a little bit better. I like this a little bit more. Okay. So we have our filter task. We are getting the string of the value out when it's set. Okay. So that means when we select it, I want to, like, there's a couple things that need to happen. We need to set the filter task, like what kind of filter we're using in Yew.rs. So we need to change it from selected of true for none to be uncompleted in this specific case. Okay, so let's do that one first. So we're going to have in our store, we're going to create a new dispatch. Or a new reducer, I guess, which is, this is select filter. And then this is going to be the filter value that we're getting out of here. And we could have this be a stir, but we're technically getting a string out of this, and we don't need that string anywhere else, do we? So I'm actually thinking for filter value here, I want this, we could just take in ownership of the string. Okay, so we'll do our dispatch. We're going to move in. We need to find the specific reduce option. Sorry, the filter option. So get iter mute. Mute. We're going to get a find. This is going to be a filter option, singular. Then for this singular filter option, I want to we want to return it if dot value. Okay, so if the value is equal to the filter value, that's what we're going to return. Now, for some reason we can't find this, that's a problem, and we want to panic. So in that case, I think we can do an expect and just pass it in a message of like, could not find filter option. Okay, so now we have a mutable reference to the filter option. We then want to set you. Well, we want to set you to selected true, but the other thing that I'm not thinking of is that the one that's selected true right now, we need to unselect first. So that's it's not. I don't actually think I want to do a something exactly like this. Maybe a for each instead of a find. So we could do a for each. I'm going to get a filter option. Okay, so now we're just going to mutate this in here. Also, I realized that we're going to need a move inside of here as well. So we may need to clone you inside of here. We'll find out. So first of all, the only way you're going to be set to true is if your value is the same. So if filter option dot value, if you're equal to the filter value, then filter option dot is selected becomes true, regardless of what you are right now. Otherwise, everybody filter option is selected becomes false. Just in case I somehow get two of them, the next time we select it, it should become one. You're not upset at us. That's good. I'm moving things in. Okay. Then let's go ahead and use this select filter. In home here, okay, filter on change. We need the dispatch. Okay, so we're going to use store. Store type. Dispatch and clone that. Okay. That gives us the dispatch here. Don't need you anymore. We have the filter value. So now we can call and do store select filter, pass it in dispatch, which means you need to move and pass it in this filter value. Okay. That should now set this. Oh, we do have an error here. What are you upset about? FN trade. Okay, so we have dispatch. Do I need to clone either dispatch or filter? No, filter value shouldn't need to be cloned. Well, that makes you happy. I don't need to do this because it's a for each doesn't return anything. So that makes you happy there. Everything should be okay now. So we start on filter task none. Then we switch to completed. And if I hit refresh, we're still on completed. I can go to B, hit refresh, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that part is working. We can actually come and probably see that inside of here. So our filter options, our none is currently selected and completed is false. None is false and completed is true. Perfect. Okay. So next thing, we actually want to do the filtering. So when we filter, we want these things to like just go away and not be present for us. So getting the tasks, let's go ahead and move you over here. Getting these tasks in home. Okay, so we get these tasks here. That's great. I also want to grab out, okay, we have our filter options. So we grab that. After it's been changed, that re-renders the page, which means we should get this again. Okay, so then let's go ahead and run the filter. So if we take these vec of tasks, I should be able to do a quick filter on them. We could do that here, or we could just create a function for this. So that's function filter tasks. Let's call this like filter sort tasks, because we're going to be doing both of them in here eventually. So we're going to take in the tasks, which we already see right now is a vec of task. We've already previously cloned it, so we might as well take ownership of here, do the filtering, and then return like sort of like a subset of that essentially. And then we need the filter by. So the filter value, we need, I guess, the filter options. Which is a vec of select option. Because we don't necessarily know which one is on true right this second. And we're going to return a new vec of task. Why do I call it function? Wrong language. Okay, that makes you a little bit happier. Select option, need to import you. Okay, so how are we going to do a filter for this? Well, we could just do a filter and then a collect. So we're going to take the tasks. Well, before we even do that, we need to know which filter option we're even going for. So we probably either need to find it, or I guess like find makes the most sense here, I think. So we're going to let selected filter option is going to be our filter options. We'll put this into an iter. I don't need to be mutable. We'll then do a find. Our predicate, we're going to have a filter option, and we want filter option dot is selected to be true. And if it is true, then it found it. And if it can't find it at all, that means they're all false and something is horribly wrong. So we'll throw an expect with could not find selected filter option. Okay, so that gives us this specific one here so we can get the value out of that. I mean, I wonder, should I even just do, let's get the value out. Now it's just a full string. We cloned previously, and I don't think we need this one anymore. Like we're grabbing you out, and that seems to be it. Okay. Oh, filter options here. Never mind. We are sending you in here, so we probably need to clone you at this point, so that way we can take our vec of select options here. Okay. What are you upset about? Cannot move out of shared reference. Oh, let's not move you then. We'll just take our select option. Oh, it's a reference to, oh, perfect, yeah. Then time to do the filter. So we're going to return. So finally, time to get rid of this to do. Tasks dot into iter. So we might as well consume it. So into iter, we are going to then filter. Our predicate here is going to be, I guess, a single task. And we want, I could do this all one line. Our task dot, let's see. It's going to depend, isn't it? Based upon this filter option. So if the filter option is none, we want everything. We just return true. If the filter option is an A, it then, okay, so let's match on, I guess it's going to be the selected filter option dot value. And I really want you to be an as ref. So, or as stir. So I don't take ownership of you. Is that possible? Missing match arm. Okay, so perfect. So we have, for example, if it's none, I want to return true, we're keeping you. If it's a, what was it? What was completed? Then I only want to return true if completed is set. So, okay, so if it's completed, we want to take this task dot is completed at is sum. Uncompleted is task dot completed at is a none. Let's see. We have A. Oh, I think we called it priority A. It's task dot priority is equal to A. Let's see. Okay, none completed, uncompleted, priority A, B, C. Oh, that's 6. That's all of them, I believe. Now it's not going to be convinced that might be all of them. So everything else, we're just going to say true, and it's as if it's a none. Okay, and so after our filter, we need to collect this together. Now, can you collect it into our vector of task? Yes. And then you are mismatch types, expected. Oh, right, because this is an option. So test of priority. Um, ooh, this is gonna be interesting. So test of priority is something and has an A. Let's try this. For each of these, we'll do task dot priority is some and test of priority. So now we can unwrap is equal to A, B, or C. Okay. Cannot move out of here. Can I? Oh, there's the as ref. Then we unwrap. And then we check it against a stir. Okay, so that makes you happy. Back to here. Let's see. So for a none, that's definitely not updating anything. Am I getting any errors? Oh, you know what? It would be helpful to call that. So we have this filter sort task, which we're not calling. We want to do that here. So filter sort tasks and pass in the tasks and pass in the filter options. What are you upset? Missing label for property value. Um, task. Oh, it was task equals. Equals that. All right, and oh, now error. Could I find selected filter option? Okay, so this was on home line 62. Oh, okay, so unwrapped here. Could not find selected filter option. So it's trying to find one that is selected. I'm not doing this opposite, right? Find if I return true, it finds it. If they all return false, it returns a none. So we're looking for an is selected that is a true. And filter option should have one that's selected. Let's go inspect local storage. So filter options is selected false, is selected false, false, true. Okay, here. Priority A has an is selected true. So we should do a find. Okay, we have this filter option. Filter option is selected. That should, okay, this should tell us, this should be true. And then it should be able to unwrap and find that. So the first time through, I guess it doesn't find anything at all. In which case, we should probably set a none on it. Okay, so maybe instead of an expect, let's do an unwrap or. So unwrap or else, which gives us a little bit of a function here. I want to return a, I guess it's gonna have to be just a brand new select option. Because you're gonna get, yeah, there's a full select option. Um, I also don't think I can necessarily say, give me like the first one, because we don't know how long you are. So select option, new value would be none, none, true. Consider borrowing here, select option. Really? I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, because it can't return a reference to this. Okay, so you want, because like find is trying to find a default value of this. I mean, we could clone and then unwrap or else, but it's not necessarily what I want to do. Let's see if we can get it working first, and then we'll think about ways to make it better. Okay, so now make you do that. This didn't help. Oh, wait. With this one, we can do an into iterator. Into iterator. Because we are taking ownership of filter options. It's been cloned before. That's fine. Okay. So we don't need this clone. We are creating a new one. All right, no errors, but that doesn't mean it's found it. Oh, okay, and here we go. Filter task A. So none, everything's there. Completed, nothing's completed yet. Everything's uncompleted. A, B, and C. Okay, excellent. Now if I go back to none and we complete A, and now completed shows only that one, and uncompleted only shows those three. Okay, I like it. So that seems to be working. Let's go ahead and run our Cypress tests again. So it's trying to select priority A, but it couldn't find a single option with a value, index, or text matching priority A. So if we look at this, oh, okay, so it's not looking for just A, it's looking for priority space and then A, B, and C. We can change that pretty easily. The label, look, we're only using the values. So the label of it, we can come back to our store and set these. Where's our, here it is. Priority A, B, and C. And let's go. Ah, there we go. Okay, so all these passed. Let's go ahead and remove the only. And have it run everything again and make sure everything is still working. And it looks like the last thing is going to be sort. So let's see if we can add in a sort really fast. It's going to be the exact same pattern that we have right now. So we're going to do this data. We're looking for a data test sort. So in our store, we're going to want filter options. We're going to want to duplicate this essentially to sort options, which means also your sort option, your select option. Okay. You are sort options. What are our choices here? What are we looking for? To sort the tasks, we are expecting priority, name, and created order. So priority, name, and created order. And I suppose, oh, the created order would be the default for this, wouldn't it? So this would be want created order, created order. We want priority and name, and that's it. Okay. Priority and name. Okay, so we have our sort options. We're going to come back home and we're going to do the same thing we did here. We want to extract out from filter options. We want to now grab the sort options. Okay, so just like filter options, we want to get sort options, clone you out, and unwrap our default. Okay, so that gives us these. We need a callback, sorry, an on change callback for sort. So we'll just name this sort on change, which means in the store we also need a reducer for this. So we have a this is gonna be select sort. Okay, so we dispatch, and this is gonna be the sort value. Dispatch, reduce. Okay, so we go through this. Instead of filter options, this is gonna be, is it sort options? It is sort options. Sort options, either mute. For each of those, we get you. Okay, so instead of filter option, we have sort option. Okay, so we get our sort option out. For each sort option, we check to see if the value is equal to the sort value. If it is, it's true. If it is not, it becomes false. Okay, excellent. So save you, back to home. Store is now select sort, dispatch, and you are the sort value. Okay, so that should change that for us. We now need to create another one of these BB selects. I'm going to put it inside. Actually, I'm going to create another one of these divs. This is going to be sort. Okay, we're going to have a sort there. ID is sort. Label is sort tasks. Options are going to be the sort options. On change is the sort on change. Okay, that should update all those. And then in our, we've done a lot of coding. Let's see if this is actually working and updating local storage every time we change it. So here's our short tasks. We're logged out. Let's log ourselves back in. Okay, in storage. Right now, sort options, we see it as default. So created order is true, priority is false, name is false. If I switch you to name, name is true, created order is false, priority is false. Okay, so excellent. That is set up for us. Then we need to actually tell this function for filter sort tasks. We need the sort options. Here a vec of select option. We need to know which one to do for this. So do another one of these. Selected sort option. And sort of, I'm trying to I'm thinking about this. Do I really want to do this, or should it be a separate function that we first filter them and then we sort them? I kind of like that. Just thinking about this a little bit more. We're gonna chain these essentially. So we have another function here, which is, so we have filter tasks, not whatever that was. This. I want a filter tasks. Then for you, it's going to be a sort tasks. We're going to take in the tasks, which we know is a vec of task, and the sort options. No, not filter options, sort options, please, which is a vector of select option. And we're going to return a vec of task. Okay, so first we're going to mirror the other one. We're going to grab the selected sort option. Just like the previous one, we get it into an iterator. We can then find our predicate is, we're going to have a sort option, and we want that sort option is selected to be true. We're going to do this unwrap or else. If we can't find it for some reason, we want to have a select option new. And it's going to be the same thing we have here. So it's going to be let's actually just grab this information. I'm just going to do this one. Now, I do wonder, sort of after I've done this twice, I wonder if it would be better for me to build this out as like its own, like instead of a select option, it's just its own separate thing. That might make more sense. Right now, we can just sort of like directly paste that in instead of like doing an into or anything else special with that. It's something that I'm not completely sure that I want to do, but it is a consideration. Okay, so we have our selected sort option now. Now I want to take our task and we're going to sort by this, which is let's see how this is going to work. We're going to take our tasks. We can into iterator it too because we have ownership of it. We want to sort by this, but it's not is sorted by key. We need to sort it. Is there a special sort that we can do? Okay, there's sort by, sorts the slice of the comparator function. Maybe this would work. The comparator function must define a total ordering for the elements of the slice. If the ordering is not total, okay. So sort by We take A, B, and we do A partial compare to B. Okay. This might work for us. Let's do sort by. We have our comparator function, so it's going to be, it sounds like we're going to get A and B. And then inside of here, it's going to really depend. So we're going to do the same thing that we did up here. We're going to match on the selected sort option. It's going to be the value as a stir. Okay, so first of all, we have this created order. That's the first one. If it is a created order that we're sorting by, we want the ID. So it's going to be a dot. How does this work again? It's a dot. Okay, so it's like partial compare. Interesting, but that's just doing them by itself. If I want to do like something inside of it, which would be, this would be the IDs. I want to compare the IDs with each other. So what I do, a dot ID partial compare b dot ID. So let's see. You don't like this. Oh, it found an option, so we have to unwrap this. The IDs are guaranteed to be there, so that should kind of work. Mismatch types expected, a reference, so we can give you a reference. Okay, so that's created order. Back to the store, we also have priority and name. So priority, it's gonna be a dot priority. Okay, so unwrap, or because like the priority is like a option. We're pretty sure we always have them, but technically we could somehow not have them. So I need to essentially do like an unwrap or else, or unwrap or default. Probably an unwrap. It could be an unwrap or, uh, and then like a static a like that. And then we're gonna do partial compare with a reference. Okay, this is gonna be b dot priority, and then unwrap or, and then you can also be a in the case that like we can't find you, so you'll be fine. And then do you need to be, expected reference string, found string, match arms have incompatible types. Okay, so oh, borrow here. Ordering. Okay, so then we unwrap at the end here. Okay, and then final one is name. So a dot title. Now this one has to be here, so we don't have to do the unwrap. So we're going to go straight back to partial compare. It's going to be a reference to b dot title, and then unwrap you. Okay, then we'll collect you together. So this is sort by, oh wait, we don't need to collect. This might just work on its own. Nope. Big error. Okay, so what do we got? Mismatched types, expected, struct task, found, nothing. Wait, do you do a in-place sort? This might do an in-place sort. Now we got a clone of this, so that should be fine. So in this case, this happens here, and then we're going to return tasks. Okay, so you need to be a string, and you found a stir. Okay, fine. You'll be a to owned. To owned. Consider borrowing the options content as ref. So in line 104. So we have this priority, a task, this unwrap, or where do I want to do that? We can do an as ref and then unwrap or. That might make you a little happier. And now you don't need to be this anymore. Okay, mismatch type. Expected a reference, reference to string, found a static stir. Okay, we can use maybe compare, but when I'm doing an unwrap or, because we don't know what this is, because this is a string. Can I do an into on this? And it will like just figure out what it needs to be. No, it can't. It doesn't know. It can't go into a reference to a string. So I can do the to owned and then reference it here. I think that's gonna make maybe it happy. Mismatched types found. Oh, we need to do. Oh, this one. Hold on. This one needs to be just a string, right? Now, okay. Now, what are you upset about? Can I borrow tasks as mutable as not declared as mutable? Okay. So tasks as here you are a mutable. Oh, it's over on this side. Mute tasks. We can mutate it. You cannot move out of B priority, which is behind a shared reference. Let's see, B, which is coming out of here. I don't want to move this out. So let's see, what can we do? We take the priority, unwrap or. I wonder if I want to do like an as ref here too. So as ref. And then we reference that too. Okay, our match, non-exhaustive patterns. So if we find anything else, we are just going to return. What do we want to return here? Basically just like a true or something. In that case, I kind of want to just do created order. So I'm just gonna take you out and we're going to move created order down to the bottom and replace it with the catch-all. Okay, no errors. Before we forget, because that's what happened last time, let's actually use sort tasks. So we first filter tasks, and then I want to sort them. So we're gonna do a sort tasks here. Sort tasks. takes in the tasks, which is after we filter them, and then the sort options. So sort options here. Okay, no errors. Let's go ahead and take a look here. If I want sort tasks, we have created order, priority, and name. Okay, well, that seems to be working for us. Let's go ahead and run our Cypress tests and see if they agree with us. Okay, we're on test for sorting. Oh, that failed. What happened here? This was okay. Should allow us to sort the tasks. Click the span to then see my details. For clicking on me. Okay, so try to get the task link. The third one. Oh, and it expected see my details after it's sorted by name. Okay, no. Did test select. Oh, selected priority. Yeah, okay, so it selects. Hold on, let's go back to here. If it did select by priority, this doesn't seem to be working anymore. Oh, it logged me out now. So it lost this. Okay, so what happened here? We are we got let's see. Okay, so we created okay, get that. Okay, so we created a new task. I just named it Z's. Uh okay, so we created all that stuff. Then we got our priority. So all these priorities on the left. We got the second one. We expected to contain a B, so that was correct. Then we got our sort, and we selected sort by priority. So B was in the middle. Then we got the second one again, and you should be an A. Okay, so that's correct. And then we got sort. We select by name now, and we should see Z's go to the end. And we see it like it actually does here. Uh, then it gets the task link, gets the last one, and see my details. Well, after selecting name, I believe that should be Z's. So I think this is a bug in the tests. So I'm gonna, oh, no. Okay. I'm gonna let's go find and just fix those tests right now. I'm gonna come back into here. Integration. Here's these Z's. Let's see. This is sort tasks. Select by name. You should be that. Sort by priority. Okay, so let's save you. Let's see if this makes them pass. And then here we have a failure expected. this span to create Z's. Okay, so then it got the created order, which then should be see my details because that was created sooner. So I think I just sort of like made them backwards, dyslexized them as it were. So then the created order is going to be see my details for by clicking me. Okay. See my details for by clicking me. Let's save that and try one last time. And that should make these pass. Okay, we're almost. Okay, sort the tasks. Hey, it passed sort the task, it passed filter the task, and the very last thing is going to be displaying an error message. So we're going to be getting into that in the next video, and I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you there. Bye.